Welcome, listeners and viewers. This is the Goal Swell Podcast, and I'm Elijah Vargas, the host. This is a show where we talk to students about sports, lifting, their lives outside of school, and their plans for the future. I have a background in lifting, running, and also wrestling. In today's episode, we're going to be talking to Vansh, Patel, Elijah Sheehan, and we're going to be talking about wrestling, hockey, and also AI and ChatGPT.
I feel like if we put too much trust into machines, what if the machines take over the humans? What if it...
Hey guys, this is Elijah Vargas from the Goal Swell Podcast. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
I am Elijah Sheehan. I am a lifter, football player, and wrestler.
I'm Vansh Patel. I'm a hockey player, a football player, and I'm also a French Canadian for people that don't know that.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, one of my questions was if it was Vansh like launch, or is it like Vanch like ranch? But I guess you kind of answered that, right? Do you get that a lot?
It depends on the person, because I think Elijah calls me Vanch like launch, and you call me Vanch like ranch. It's just the first time they see my name and they say it, I'm just like, that's right.
Yeah, so it's spelled V-A-N-S-H. So it's yeah. I think that's kind of cool.
My parents pronounce it as Vanch.
Vanch?
Yeah, but I don't like that.
I
don't like that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
And Elijah got the same name as me, so we chill.
Yeah.
How does it? You guys just had your last day of school. I don't know if you went, but how does it feel to be done with school?
I went. I don't know. I went there. I pulled up 10 minutes late to my first class, and there was 50 cars in the parking lot. Nobody was there, especially no juniors. I don't know if you went. Here you go. You can go.
I figured somebody didn't go.
Most of my classes were just me asking my teacher if I could go to another class, and then nobody cared, even though Demo sent an email to everybody saying you can't let people leave their classes. All the teachers they didn't care, so I was just going.
There was nobody there.
Up and down, yeah. So, yeah.
What about you, Elijah? How does it feel to be in summer?
Kind of feels crazy. It feels weird. I'm not it's gonna be my last year, for sports, for everything. So I'm just trying to give it my all for football. Just training hard. Just trying to
enjoy it.
Yeah, but my last summer is
yeah.
My last summer is a kid, really,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel you. So what are you guys gonna do now that that school's over? What's your plans for this summer going in?
Got football camp, wrestling camp, getting money,
Getting money, yeah.
Just just doing it all, man. I don't really got any specific plans, but just gonna be working,
Yeah. Vansh, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. So basically, football camp basically just takes up a whole summer, because it's it goes up till 12. You could do other stuff after that, but you just were so tired after
Yeah.
we have lifts in the morning. I don't know how you're gonna do football and wrestling camp.
Just gotta do it.
That's gonna suck ass.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. So
senior year, you're gonna be a beast, right? Yeah.
I also have my hockey 3-on-3 league. That's just 1 or 2 games a week though. And then I applied for Home Depot, but they don't email you back. I haven't gotten an email back.
I know a lot of people that work there now.
Yeah, not the one on Bartlett though. I'm going to the one in Carroll Stream. It's on Chanel Road. Yeah, I'm going there. I have a relative that's a manager there, so I asked him just push my application through. Jacob also applied there, but he couldn't do it for him. I don't know if you know Jacob Carradine.
I'm not sure.
Carradine.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Elijah, you said that you were gonna get money. What is the source of this income you were speaking of?
Savers.
What does that entail?
I work at Savers.
Oh.
But I'm planning on selling my car right now. I just gotta fix it up. That's all right now. Fix it up, sell it, save up a bit, and get a better car, just something that's reliable,
Are you into cars? Have you taken autos?
I've not taken autos. I regret not taking it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I took culinary, so now.
now you can cook.
Now I get.
Now you can cook. Now you're set there. So I wanna go into your guys' background because that's what I like to do on the podcast. I want to get to know like my guests and stuff. So, how would you describe like your childhood, like your upbringing?
Well, I was born in Arizona. I moved to Illinois. You know, just basic childhood stuff. Nothing too crazy. I'd say just basically to get the rap on like Gole Swole. I started lifting from like, so my dad used to lift, and I would have to work on like a project every day. And then he would make me lift, and then I would have to, or then I could do like whatever I wanted to, and like the project would be like any sort of like woodwork, so like
so it's
like sawing, painting, priming, sanding, all that. So yeah, and I used to actually not like working out. I used to hate it. But
those are all good skills to have, though, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, now, like, it taught me discipline. It taught me a lot of discipline. I'm really glad he did that. I was like, kind of like, man, why you doing this to me? But
yeah.
But now I understand.
Now you appreciate. Now you understand. I think that's the same with like a lot of kids. They don't understand why their parents are making them do certain things, and then like they look back, and they're like, damn, my parents were smart. I hated it while I was going through it, but like for real, they instilled all these like values and skills into me that like I'm gonna take on for the rest of my life. Yeah. So, Vansh, how would you describe your upbringing? I know you had to move to Illinois from, you said Canada.
Yeah, Canada. It's Quebec. It's like the French-speaking part of Canada, and so basically my whole school, like since the 5th grade till the 5th grade. I had everything in French, like everything. Like I had 1 hour of English in school, like every 2 weeks. So everything else was in French. So like when I moved here, it was kind of hard to like adjust all like the subjects and stuff like to different language. But my upbringing was like, it was peaceful. I had like, I lived with my grandparents. So my parents worked, but my grandparents like basically like were at home all the time. So I always had somebody looking after me and my sister. Yeah, we lived in a pretty suburban neighborhood, so
Yeah.
And it's in Canada, so it's like the safest you'll get.
America's kind of crazy out here. You never know. So you were talking about that. Did either of you face like any challenges during your childhood?
It was mostly just the language barrier when I moved here. But I also kind of knew English because my mom, like she studied in India, but she was studying in an English medium school, like an English speaking school, so like she knew English, so it wasn't like as bad as it could have been. But other than that, not really. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty lucky in my life to not face that many obstacles. My parents have laid out a good foundation for me ever since I was solid. Yeah.
So do you still remember French?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because I've heard some stories of people that like they moved to another country and they never use that language anymore, so they just completely forget it.
No, I mean I am forgetting a couple like I'm getting rusty in it, but I can still speak without having to translate English to French in my mind. Yeah. I can still speak it, like I can have a conversation with somebody and not having like stuttering and stuff.
When did you become fluent in English?
I was fluent in English there too, because my mom spoke English. So yeah, so I'm fluent.
You're bilingual?
I'm quadlingual.
What are the other two?
I know Gujarati. That's like the Indian language I know because my grandparents don't speak English. So
I know a few swears in that language.
So yeah, I know that. I know French, English, and I would say I'm pretty good in Spanish too. I'm gonna take the SEALA biliteracy test.
That's pretty solid. Yeah. I think I remember you talking to me about that. What about you, Elijah? What were like some like not barriers. He actually experienced barriers. What like challenges did you experience during your childhood?
Well, I'd say like when I moved, that was a little difficult, as a kid, like you grow up, you're born somewhere, and then like one day like it all just kind of changes your whole life, transfer somewhere else, and like you never talk to those people again.
Yeah.
So that was kind of difficult. Like throughout like kind of elementary school, like my older siblings were going through some stuff, and like it kind of like got pushed onto me a little bit in a way. Mom and dad fight sometimes, but
Yeah, no.
that's just life,
Yeah, the same with like everyone.
But like other than that, like there's nothing.
When did you make the move?
When I was like 5. So,
Okay. So that's not.
It's not too bad,
Yeah, that's not
like
too
I've
bad.
I've obviously like I love where I am now.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm out here. I've met so many people. I'm with my girlfriend that's here. My best friend here now. So
Yeah.
it's all good, man.
Yeah. So you made a lot more friends here than there, obviously, because you were like 5. I want to move on to when did you guys like start playing sports?
Sports. I started Raiders football when I was in 8th grade. Yeah. So, and I mean, actually, no. That was like when I picked up like sports for good, but like I was in and out of gymnastics when I was little. And I did volleyball, taekwondo, all that, But like that was like for like like short increments of time.
Yeah.
But I really got into sports when I got into Raiders.
So gymnastics, I never knew that about you. That's kind of crazy. Were you like what things could you do that like most people can't do, like a cartwheel, or like
I could do like a cartwheel into a round off, and if I'm on a trampoline I can like do a cartwheel to a round off to like a backflip.
Ooh. That looks cool. I love seeing people do that.
It's not smooth, but like I can do it. But like it's kind of like helped me, honestly. Like I feel like if I didn't like do like those core like calisthenics when I was a kid, like because I could do like stuff on like like the rings, like I always seem to be better at that for like kids like that were doing it also. Like now I can do a muscle up. I feel like if I never did gymnastics, I would have never been.
That's why. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I swear I see you do muscle ups in gym, and I'm like, what the? It's almost like when Kyle does a muscle up. Yeah. You're like, wait.
That just doesn't look like it could.
Bulky,
yeah. He's just huge.
I don't want to say unnatural. It's just like he has so much muscle.
No, he definitely looks unnatural. He definitely looks unnatural.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So wait, gymnastics. I know a lot of people that have been in gymnastics. Does like, were you like super flexible? Like, could you do splits all the way down?
I couldn't do it consistently, but like if I was like already like warmed up and like stretched a lot, like there was one point in time where I did it like the splits like once. Yeah. But then like like once you stop stretching for a little bit, you won't be as nearly as flexible. Like it'll completely go down.
That's gonna be Micah. Micah used to be able to do the splits like between chairs and shit.
That's crazy.
It's like, no, he was crazy, and now he took a break from taekwondo because that's where he built most of that off of. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what his flexibility is looking like.
If that can transfer over to wrestling, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
That can transfer over
even
to
with like jiu-jitsu, I've noticed for me, because I do taekwondo, I have like people cannot submit me. No, yeah. Like I have a hard time unless it's a choke or something. But like if they're trying to snap my arm or some shit, like my arm just keeps going. It's kind of gross, but that's how it works for me. Vansh, when did you start playing sports?
So, I played soccer from like when I was 5 to like 8. Many people don't know this about Canada, but soccer is actually like huge there. Like it's probably like the second or third biggest sport in Canada.
Do you call it that?
What?
Soccer?
Yeah, we call it soccer. But after that, I picked up hockey, obviously, because like in Montreal, that's all there is. It's just hockey. Yeah. We literally don't have another sports team. It's just hockey. So I picked that up. I was skating ever since I was like 7 years old. So yeah, then I started playing hockey, and then I only started playing football freshman year when I came here. So that's pretty much how my sports. I played tennis for a little bit in Canada, but that never stuck. I hate tennis. it's so boring.
Dude, did so hockey, you guys wear like a lot of pads and stuff. Is that kind of what got you into football, or what initially pushed you to, or was it your friends that pushed you to get into football?
Well, do you know Isaac Kano?
Yeah.
He joined football, and I'm like, all right, I'll join it too, cause I was already fine getting hit. Like,
yeah.
I was already used to getting hit, so I'm like, I could take football too. I was a pretty fast kid, so I'm like, all right, I'll just pick it up. That's why my first position I played was running back. I mean, that never stuck because I never got big like him, but I was fine getting hit, and I wasn't really like I could walk it off, so
yeah,
that's really what got me into football.
What about did you understand the rules going in, or was it like you had to learn on the spot?
I had to learn on the spot.
That's crazy.
I watched my first NFL game after I started playing football. So,
bro,
yeah.
that's crazy. I never knew that about you. That's crazy.
No, I didn't know anything. I was completely blind going. I didn't even know what like a running back was. I didn't know what position I was gonna play. I just went wherever like I was told to go.
Just like run that way. Okay.
Right,
have you seen Forrest Gump?
Have I seen what?
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
No.
Isn't that the same thing that happened in Forrest Gump?
It was a little bit. I love that movie. That's one of my favorites. Well, he was really fast, and he was running from them kids.
Yeah.
And he was like, they were like, "Run, Forrest, run!" But he was just running, and he ran on this football field, and they were like, "Who is that?" And they were like, "The local idiot." And then he just kept going. He was crazy fast.
They just gave him the ball, and he just
ran
touchdown or some shit. I don't know football that well. I really don't, honestly.
He said touchdown.
Man, I don't know. So what was your favorite sport when you were a kid?
When I was little, I mean,
maybe not like play, but like watch.
To watch, probably like
either one.
Boxing or like UFC. Like whenever I'd see that, like I'd be like, "Ooh!"
Yeah, it's
like
just awesome.
People fighting, like anything, or like football, like just anything with like people hitting each other was cool.
No, I get that. 100%. What about you, Vansh?
Hockey.
Yeah,
that's my sport right there. I also liked watching basketball for like a long time.
Yeah.
Like I still like watching basketball. Like I'm watching the finals. Miami in 6.
Yeah.
Heat in 6
Bro.
for sure. You guys watch basketball?
Dude, my last 2 episodes, people keep giving predictions and shit.
Hey, Heat in 6, but I don't care. Hey, Jimmy Butler, he's Michael Jordan's son. All right. Yeah, hockey, basketball. I liked watching WWE.
Yeah.
Well, it was WWF when I started watching it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But
when did that change?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe 2011. My dad loved it, so he'd always put it on. I'm just watching it.
Why didn't you ever get into wrestling, or was it because of hockey?
Oh, it was because of hockey. I mean, wrestling season is like in the prime of hockey season.
Yeah.
I mean, hockey is year round, so I'm like playing hockey all the time.
Yeah, I figured it was a little different than high school sports.
Yeah, because it's a club sport, but yeah, it's year round. I play from January to January, so
Yeah.
January to December, so but yeah, I don't have time for wrestling. Also, I heard some of the stories y'all be telling me about the conditioning in wrestling, and I'm like,
No, but for real, you come out a beast. You come out a scary motherfucker. So back to basketball. I kind of want to talk about. Do you think? I've heard this a lot. Do you think that like some of the games are what's the word? Like
scripted?
Yeah, like scripted.
I
mean, I don't know exactly how that works, because like if you shoot a shot and you miss, that's like hard to predict. But do you think the refs might like make certain calls, or like
I don't think
the games are somewhat because dude, it almost always goes 7 games, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing, right? The NBA is such a big organization. I feel like if there was a script, somebody would come out and leak that. Like in the NFL, somebody recently came, but it was like somebody relevant, and I feel like it was just like
for clout.
Yeah. But back to the NBA, I feel like there are definitely refs that play favoritism, but I feel like that's just a personal, like, I like this team better, so I'm going to give them more calls. But
I see what you mean.
I don't think that it's like a
Conspiracy
organizational
theory.
thing. Like, it's like an organizational thing.
Yeah.
It's like coming from the commissioner, going down, like, make this team win or push it to 7 games, stuff like that. Like, I don't think that's a thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Especially for
I always
playoffs.
thought about that because I was like, I remember as a kid, I used to be super into basketball. And, you know, like, just seeing, like, dude, I think the last like, finals that I was so into was, like, Cavs v. Warriors.
Which one?
One of them. I think it was, like, their last, like,
I think it was 2018 then.
yeah, because they still had, like, Durant before he tore his Achilles.
Oh, that was the Raptors.
Really?
He tore his Achilles during the Raptors series.
Yeah. Wait. Oh shit. Yeah. No, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, and like all of those games went 7. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Something like
the
that.
Raptors won Game 6, but yeah, it's usually more than at least 6.
It's crazy. I don't know, man.
I think, but
So
if you're
it's a
making the
coincidence.
finals, you both have to be a good team.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're going through all those teams.
I do know what you mean.
Like the one year where it was like the Western Conference was just stacked and the Eastern Conference was horrible. It was like their last year of Warriors versus Cavs, and I think they ended in like 5 or 4. Like, it was a sweep. So I think in most years it's a pretty even matchup. So Game 7 is like realistic, you know.
Yeah. So Elijah, I think that kind of goes with wrestling. Cause you know when it's like the final round and you got like these 2 dudes that made it through the whole tournament, and they're just like so evenly matched that it's like you can't. It's almost the same scenario, but
like it almost gets boring.
Yeah,
to watch because
it can't
it's the
be.
same thing over again.
It can't be rigged because they're just so evenly matched that it's just neither of them can win.
Yeah.
This happened with. Were you there for?
Kyvan?
Yes,
yeah,
I was
when
just
he messed
about
up
to say
his
that.
leg too.
Oh,
Such
a sad match.
that one wasn't boring, but that one was like a whole like anime battle.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, he went against this dude that was like, Kyvan should have beat. I swear he should have beat him.
If his leg was better, I feel like he could have beat
the
him.
whole day he was just like complaining about his leg. And I think I talked about this match on this podcast before, but you know, he was just complaining about his leg and his knee, right? Wasn't it his knee?
It's like I think it was like his ACL. I don't know. He ended up getting surgery on it after the season.
he tore his ACL apparently, but I don't know if it was from that match. But yeah, I'm hoping to get him on this podcast. I don't remember what happened, but it was like it went like triple overtime, and then
it's like quadruple overtime.
Yeah, it was like quadruple overtime, and bro, like
he lost like the 1 point.
Yeah,
like,
he lost by 1 point, and he went that far, and I was like, dude, I felt so bad for him. I was scared of him too. Do you remember when he finished and he was like he just went and sat down, and I was holding his pants because he told me to hold it before the match.
I offered him some trail mix.
Yeah,
it was like
that was scary. Sometimes you just get scared of people when they lose their match. You just don't want to talk to them. I remember, dude, Ryan Ritchie used to have a temper.
He used to have that walk, man. You would just know when you would lose.
Yeah, no, freshman year, he lost a match at Larkin. I don't remember if it was like, no, it wasn't conference, but it was like the freshman tournament at Larkin. And I remember he ran out and he just started punching lockers, bro. He just started punching. Dude, man,
he had some anger, man.
It was crazy.
He had some anger.
I don't know, dude. What if I got him and Richie on a podcast? What if I got Kai and Richie on a podcast?
That would be wild, man.
Man, I don't know if I might have to censor some shit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to censor a lot, man.
Yeah. How has like your interest in sports changed as you've gotten older?
I like them a lot more. I see them more for like, not even just like a physical activity, like just something like to like set goals and better yourself as just like a person. So it's not just sports anymore. It means a little bit more than that to me, you know.
It teaches you about life.
Yeah, it teaches you different life lessons and just things like that, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty fire. What would you have to say, Vansh?
I feel like most people take this from the gym, but I feel like sports, I play hockey and football, so it's like constant physical activity. So like actual physical, like bumping into each other and hitting each other. So I feel like it's a stress reliever. Like, you know, if you're like angry or like you're like hella stressed one day, it's just, you know, take it out on the field, take it out on the ice. And as time has progressed, I feel like I've had less time to watch sports, but I've focused more on the like playing sports. Like I'm going to the gym now. I like go to the field, run routes and stuff like that. So I feel like that's one thing that's increased while watching something that's decreased, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean. So you guys are both kind of saying that, like, instead of, like, when you guys were younger and you just looked at sports, oh, this sport is cool because you run into each other. So cool. Yeah, oh, this guy threw the ball really, really far. Now it's like, it's kind of like it's kind of like a mental game.
Yeah,
it's like you versus you, and you just want to get better, and it's all about, like,
it's deeper.
You know, it's way deeper than
just playing it.
Wow, look at fucking suplex, fucking tackle. I don't know. I'm just saying shit, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. It's more psychological.
Yeah. So aside from football, is there any sports that you guys did in high school?
I played hockey, but it's not like
that's not really. Yeah. So there wasn't any other like.
No.
Okay.
No other sport. He plays wrestling.
Yeah, I just wrestling, lifting weights. That's about it.
I know Junior was thinking about doing track. Did you ever consider like sprinting or shot put?
My coach really wanted me to do it.
Which coach?
Coach Vuk.
Oh, Vuk. Okay.
And Sir Luco. Sir Luco every year is like.
Sir Luco will
ready
try
to
to
track.
He will get anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, no. I mean, I like I don't know. It's just after wrestling and football season back to back, it's just like, all right, I need some time for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do another sport. You know, I could learn how to be fast on my own.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, it's good, but
Yeah, for me, it was the same thing. I came out of wrestling season and I'm like, man, I didn't have the best experience with cross country this year, so I was like, you know, I don't feel like running. I don't want to learn how to throw this late in like my high school career, so you know, I'm just gonna lift weights and get big and scary, and then I'll start a podcast, and maybe I'll get Elijah and Vansh on here, and then we could talk about hockey and wrestling. So, Vansh, what got you interested in hockey? I know it's just kind of.
It was a cultural thing.
Yeah,
it's
like
a cultural thing.
If
you didn't like hockey in Canada, I mean Montreal specifically, you were a weird kid.
So was this like you're talking about culture? Was it like your parents? Was it like your friends? Was it like your teachers? Or was it just like you watched it on the TV and now you're like, man,
it wasn't
hockey is my shit.
It wasn't my parents. My parents aren't like that big hockey fans. I mean, they watch it. They come to all my games, but it was mostly just, you know, friends and watching it on TV and seeing the posters everywhere and the ads and everything. It was everywhere.
They're just like superheroes.
You couldn't miss it. Yeah. You couldn't get away from it.
And so that's what got you into hockey.
Mm-hmm.
What was like your favorite memory or like story that you associated with like hockey or like that was from like the hockey team?
I remember one time we had a line brawl. So that's basically when just the bench empties out and everybody just starts fighting each other, and the refs cannot do anything about it. Because on my level, like amateur level, it's like you can't fight legally. Like, I know you guys have seen probably NHL fights, and like people like drop the gloves, drop the helmets, and start beating each other up. But no, this was something that there's like 2 refs, and there's like 15 players on each team, so they couldn't do nothing about it. So everybody just clears the benches and just started fighting each other. That's definitely my favorite moment. I probably my first hat trick too. So like that's also a pretty cool memory I remember. But no, it was that one. You just started beating anybody you see.
I know when my parents talk about like hockey, they was talking about like how all the players have like missing teeth in the NHL. Have you seen that? Is that
I've seen somebody.
Is that like on your team?
Well, no. Well, at our level, we have to wear cages. So like
they block your entire face?
Yeah, they're like cages. They just block your face. But one time me and my friends went to like a frozen pond and we just started shooting pucks and then hit him right in the tooth and it went.
Oh man, dude.
Well, my first time like losing, like having a wiggly tooth. Not my first time, like one of them. My parents attached my tooth to a puck. And they made me like take a slap shot. So I shot it, and my tooth just.
That ain't the most.
That is the most Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm making a clip of that.
That's how I lost my one of my teeth. And it was like wiggling, and they didn't want me like swallowing it or anything, and it was like really loose, and it's like take a slap shot. I'm like, for sure.
Yeah, no, I've seen people do that with doors and like, dude, I think I saw one with a guy got on a bike and did that.
Yeah.
Like tied to a bike, but dude, I've never heard of like a hockey puck. That's crazy.
I have a funny story about hockey actually. Elijah was over in my basement, right?
Oh man, he knows the story.
So in my basement, I have this section where it's just where I play hockey. So there's like a net and there's like tiles where I could like stick handle and shoot pucks off of and stuff. And so behind my net is just a whole bunch of holes. Like it's everywhere. Like I'm just shooting pucks at the wall. So there's a net, but like if I miss the net, there's a hole. So like, and it's drywall, so it's like gonna go straight through it. So there's like the whole wall is just full of holes. And I'm like, and he asked me, "Hey, can I make one?"
Can I make a hole?
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then before I knew it, he took my hockey glove and just punched a hole in the wall.
What?
It's fine. The wall was so broken, like you couldn't even like really realize, but it was the biggest hole on the wall. So,
bro,
hey, he had my consent, so it's fine.
Did that hurt your hand?
I had a glove on.
He had my hockey glove on. It's like fully protected because if you get a puck. And those are like rock solid. So if you get a puck to the finger without a glove, it's broken.
I see.
Yeah. So
Yeah. No. Even like with the fucking like boxing gloves on, if you punch a wall, bro, your wrist is done.
No,
and same with your knuckles, they're done.
That's like fully protected. Like everything you have on is it's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you define a good hockey player?
I could say the cliche answer and just be like the one that's the hardest worker.
Shows up.
The one that shows up first on the ice, last one to leave. But I'm gonna say you gotta have some natural skill. I mean, people will say hard work beats skill, but it's better to have hard work and skill. So like, I feel like a good hockey player is, if you're fast, you're gonna go far in hockey. If you skate fast, you could just like out skate anybody on the ice, like you're gonna go far. And you also have to be a good leader. I mean, that's a cliche answer, but I feel like it's also a true one. Like you have to be able to lead by example, not just vocalizing it, but like lead by example and showing like how to carry yourself.
I know you obviously go to Bartlett, but what have you read Beartown?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think
from
of that?
English?
So wait, for those that don't know, Beartown's a story of. Wait, can you actually explain it if you?
Yeah.
If you can?
It's like a small town in Sweden or Norway, somewhere like that.
It's not a real story.
And it's like this one player that's like just like a stud, like he's NHL bound and stuff, and it's about a team where it was like there's some underdogs that like make it up at the end, and they have like. It was cool, some cool moments, and then it was like about like sexual assault and the whole
it was
town.
Rape. It was full on rape.
Yeah, right? it was rape, and the guy was like getting like passes. Like the girl came out like pretty soon after, like she came out with the whole story and everything, but nobody would believe her because like he was like such a stud in like the town and the city. Like he was so big for the little town, and that like they were like not well known. So him going to the NHL would have been like really like, cool for them and stuff. So. They like hit it, but by the end he got caught. But like I think it was a story on how like athletes sometimes get a pass, but like, you know, if they do something wrong, they should be like punished for it.
Yeah.
How like anybody else would. That's mostly what the book was about. There was obviously a lot of hockey, so I like enjoyed reading it.
Yeah,
like this year.
That's what I'm wondering. I was like, man, I had zero hockey background reading that book, and it was like, I mean, I understood the storyline. I didn't really understand like the specific details they were talking about when they were in the ring.
I think that book just that book was the only book throughout high school that we've had to read that I actually read. Everything else was just lit charts and spark notes, you know. Everything else was taken care of by those two websites. But that was the one book where I'm like, I was actually kind of engaged the whole time because they had hockey snippets there. So I kind of wanted to see the next hockey snippet. So
Yeah, Elijah, I want to move on to you. So what got you interested in wrestling?
It was junior.
I figured.
He did it in 8th grade. He was like, "Just do wrestling, dude."
Sounds like him. That actually sounds like him.
I was like, nah, because I just got done with football, so I didn't do it. But you know, like I would wrestle like football friends, or like I would like wrestle him, and like I wouldn't do bad like for not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
I would do like I would hold my ground. So, you know, like I did it. I also did it because I wanted to do it too. But I did it freshman year. I didn't get a single win, but it was during COVID, so there was only so many matches. But yeah, but I stuck with it next year. Did better. Year after that, did better.
Yeah, you did really good this season. You made it to a few varsity meets. Even Niles won that Kyvan fucking. Yeah. And I didn't even get a single win there. Didn't you? You got like one,
Niles?
right?
No, I got at the Niles. I got like 3.
Bro, that was like the hardest tournament of like the whole season for me.
Yeah, no, it was.
Even Gerald, I don't even think. Bro, he had like Gerald. A real close one.
Yeah,
I had him on the
all of his matches were so close. Like all of them.
Dude. That's the one thing, like, I enjoy watching him, and then he loses, bro.
Because he does good. Like, he does a good job. It's just, then he gets hip tossed or something.
Yeah. So, what got you interested is, was it like the physical, yeah, you were talking about, like, with football, it's just, like, the physical, like, I wouldn't say harm, but, like, the physical contact that you are inflicting or in wrestling, or is it like
in wrestling
just junior?
No, like no, it's just like, you know, like I don't know, it's just I didn't really like it. Like, you know, it's a love-hate relationship, you know.
So do you like it because you were kind of natural at it, or is it like something else?
It's just like you kind of like learn, just it's just something like you can like pick apart, and something that if you work hard at it, if you keep working, you will get better. It is a guarantee. You put in time, you put in effort, you're gonna get better. It's a guarantee. So that's just one thing that I like about like wrestling, and it's kind of like what made me like it a little bit more.
Yeah, I love that. And I think like wrestlers, especially like the people I know, there's a few exceptions. There's definitely exceptions to this. Probably too many exceptions. Maybe this isn't a good rule, but yeah, wrestlers are just like different from a lot of people. Like they have like different mentalities. They have like a different outlook on life, and I've noticed that like if I'm talking to like a wrestler, even if they're like a dumbass, like they understand like certain things that like other people don't. And it's like they like wrestlers just they have like a different mindset. You know what I mean?
A little more stubborn.
Yeah, they're more stubborn and. Man, I don't really know. We also have like a community that's kind of like strange.
Yeah. That
like we all kind of like connect and we understand each other.
Yeah, cause like, you know, you kind of like go through hell with each other. So,
yeah.
You know, like you get close together. You know, like you wrestle someone, you're like, hey, that sucked, you know, but like we wrestled. I know that guy. We wrestled.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
that's another funny thing about like wrestling is, bro, when you pull up to a meet and you're getting off even when you're on the bus and you know like all the schools that you're going to, and you always know there's like the guy like Gura, the guy like Kyvan, the guy like those people are like, even I think Josh Cruz and them do stuff like this, really. they take out their phone and they go on like, what is it, track wrestling, and they just
just look for like all like the studs.
Yeah, they just look for everybody that's good that's gonna be there, and they just start freaking out.
And then like they'll like go crazy.
Yeah, and bro, I know Kyvan and them. They go on like their Instagrams, and they start looking through. Dude, this guy is like,
this guy won nationals like 6 times, bro.
Yeah, and you just see it in their bio. I'm like, man, one day before a meet, I'm just gonna change my bio. I'm just put like 4-time Olympian, some shit like freestyle champ, or like national champ or some shit like that. It'd just be crazy. What was your favorite wrestling memory or story?
That's a good one. I don't know. Like practice or like just like practice or like meets or like just overall.
Yeah. Do maybe just do like one of each, because I know there's some pretty like hilarious, like I know like Rice puking at that one.
Oh my god, no, Rice! It wasn't just one. He would puke. One time he puked 3 times. It was at Glenbard East or West Chicago.
West Chicago.
That's definitely gotta be probably like my favorite memory at a meet. Would probably have to be that. And there was one where like we went to this one school and they had like it was like a vacuum.
Oh,
but it was like a spaceship.
I heard about that. I will
always remember that spaceship vacuum, like UV light cleaning thing. I don't know.
Do you have a video of that?
I might.
Somebody has a video of that.
I might somewhere.
That dude, it's crazy. It's just like they're pushing it. It's almost like, was it like a mop?
They use like a UV light and it like takes off all the germs.
What the hell, bro?
Like
that's crazy.
Using the light.
That's crazy.
It looks stupid. Like I don't know.
Bartlett would never afford. No. Bartlett would never afford. Dude, no, I know Verges would go through the same shit that Bryce was doing. You know, like last year. It
wasn't as bad. He would wait till like after he pinned the dude, I think, right?
Not that one time, bro. Not that one time, bro. It was our home meet, and he was on top, and bro had to get up and run to the trash, and he's like,
oh yeah, he did that during football too, like, cause he only played like a couple games, but like the games he did play, he was puking on the side, and he'd be like, all right, let's go. He would just go back in.
No,
he was crazy though. Like, I don't know. I just remember he was just really good, super lean.
Yeah, insanely lean. He's one of those kids, like, I think on the wrestling team, I probably looked up to him the most because I knew him since like freshman year. Yeah. He was like, I mean, I don't know if he considered me like anything, but like I know I always like looked up to him. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
How would you define a good wrestler? I know I kind of asked that to Vansh, but
a good wrestler, someone who just like doesn't like give up. Like, you know, like you have like some people, like even I've done this, like where you're just in the middle of a match and you're just like, man, I don't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah.
And you just give up and you just like let, like, you know, it's just like it's the dumbest mistake because you will regret it every single time, you know, so much. Like knowing you could have tried harder is always like the worst feeling. I feel like if a wrestler can look back on that and want to change that that's what's gonna make them better, good, you know.
That's pretty solid. I know for me, like, if I'm losing, there's some times where I give up, and it's like, but like I won't make it look like I give up, even though like everyone thinks I try to, like, I don't know. It's really weird in my brain where like I'm like giving up, but I'm not letting them get the pin, bro. Because I know you'd be watching me, and I'm like. It's like I'm just like pushing out, and I'm just like flopping around on the floor, and this guy like cannot pin me, and I'm just like, because some people they get out on that mat and they just don't know how to pin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean I go for like a butcher, stuff like that, but no, there's people that just want to hug you, and like where my hug at?
Where my hug at?
Yeah. So this question's for both of you. What values and like maybe like life lessons have you learned from sports, or the respective sports that you're in?
You know, like kind of just like what I've been saying. You know, just working harder, just being a better version of yourself. You know, like knowing that like you can't be anywhere you want to be without you doing the work, or you know putting yourself out there, trying to just make yourself better. It's there's not a magic pill, there's not a magic wand that's gonna make you better besides you. You know, like
You are the magic wand.
yeah, pretty much.
What about you, Vanch like Ranch?
I feel like hockey has taught me like always, you know, it doesn't matter where you start. It's like you have to finish strong. You know, it's always the end that like the ends justify the means. So no matter how you get there, just always finish strong, and you know, just work hard. You know, like I know I said it's good to have talent and to work hard, but working hard is more important than talent still. You know, you could be not very naturally gifted, but if you work hard, that's still going to get you places, and like that's in anywhere in life, and always to be in the right place at the right time, type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. So are there? I mean, aside from the sports that you guys do right now, are there any sports that you would recommend somebody try out?
I think self-defense sports are always like boxing. I mean, boxing's not really self-defense, but like just anything that helps you like defend yourself. That's something that can be a valuable life lesson to you, like life skills. Basketball, bro. I always wish I got into basketball. Like playing basketball, like, I think it'd be so raw if I was like cold at basketball. You know, like being able to dunk and stuff.
Yeah.
That's something where I'm like, if I could be raw at basketball, that'd be so cool, man.
Actually, taking a step back, I think I'd argue that boxing is a self-defense because I think it might be like one of the most realistic. If you're getting robbed or something, you don't want to like grab them or pull them. You want to do like quick jab cross, run away, and then you got your wallet, you got all your stuff, you just run away. You're fine. Yeah. And the thing is like with grappling and like other stuff, like that's one-on-one. So if they have a friend that like, and you start rolling around with the one guy, then you're kind of screwed because the other guy just kick you in the head. And
you're done.
So I think boxing, you just like punch that guy, they're both dropped, and then just run away. Yeah,
adding to that, I think what I meant was like the sport itself, like when you're in the cage, it's not self-defense, but knowing it, like knowing boxing, that could help you in self-defense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's definitely knowing boxing can help you with like moments like those.
That's why I'm trying to get into boxing.
I always like, I've been saying this for a while. I feel like after football and hockey's done, like once I'm done with high school, like I want to like start boxing. Like I feel like it's so cool. Like people with quick hands and stuff, like Manny Pacquiao and stuff. Manny Pacquiao.
Bro. Yeah. like just I watch. What inspires me to get into boxing is like seeing clips of like Mike Tyson. Yeah. Bro, I know lethal. His clips start like blowing up because it's like this is just like another human being.
Yeah, but he will rip you.
You know that one UFC guy, he like his one punch has the power of like a Ford F-150.
Oh, I don't know his name. Yeah,
I don't know his name, but he is like they did like research on him, and the way like the tendons in his eyes are 5 times thicker, like in like just in general, and like
is it John Jones?
I think so.
Is it John Jones?
It might be.
It might.
I don't know.
Something like that, man.
Somebody gotta look that up.
He's crazy.
But is he the guy that punched Steve-O? Do you know Steve-O?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, Steve-O's the guy from Jackass, and he does. Like,
I think it is. I think I know who Steve-O is.
No, it's crazy. He does like random. Have you seen like the one where he tries to get like cauliflower ear, and he's just having like the guy beat the shit out of like his ear? And dude, he puts his like ear in between like 2 plates on a barbell, and he has a guy start slamming slamming the plates together, just to get cauliflower ear, bro. Nah.
No.
No.
That's a different breed right there.
Yeah, but like that's the thing with wrestling. If you go to a wrestling meet, and I know this is like Kyvan, Gura, all of those guys, if they see a guy with cauliflower ear, they're like, no, actually, no, not just them. That's the whole team. Bro. Even the coaches are like, ooh, watch out for that guy.
Yeah, watch out.
Like, and then like Nick gets him or somebody. They're like Philip, and we're like, oh shit. But those two kids can definitely like, they're really good at wrestling now. I feel like they put in a lot of work. It's kind of crazy. So when did you guys? I know you were talking a little earlier that you started lifting weights around. Actually, you know what? Can you just say when did you guys like start lifting weights?
When I was around probably like 8th-ish grade, around then. I mean, I wasn't like consistent. I mean, over the summer I was consistent, and then like from time to time I would go to like the park district with like my dad. We would lift. So like I would do it, but it wasn't like how I do it now.
Yeah, it wasn't as consistent.
I like really started when I was like freshman year.
Yeah. You didn't have like that kind of like mind body connection where like you're like, okay, I'm working this exercise, and this is for like specifically the back part of my arm, the tricep.
Yeah.
The tricep. What about you, Vansh? When did you start lifting weights?
So the first time I went into a weight room, like just walk into one, I don't even think we did any freshman year football, because that was all we did.
I mean, we messed around, but we didn't like.
We didn't lift. So it might have been freshman year, but the first time I remember, I don't even remember that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the first time I remember was like sophomore year, and I didn't really like start like I lifted like once every 2 weeks back then too. Like I didn't even really lift until maybe junior year, maybe before junior year football, like in that summer. I would say last summer, and then football season I couldn't lift because I had football and hockey at the same time. I used to have like football, like school, football. I go home, take like a 30-minute nap, dinner, and then go to hockey. That was like my day. And then I do homework at night. I could sleep at 2 a.m. So that was like my day during football. And then so after that, I was so exhausted. I'm like, I can't go to the gym. I'm done.
Yeah.
So even then, like I probably the beginning of this calendar year, I started actually lifting.
Like actually going crazy in the gym. That's fire.
Yeah.
What are your guys' PRs right now? I don't know if you guys lift for PRs or what, but
I haven't done PRs since
when, Jim?
since summer camp.
Summer camp?
Last year.
I know Elijah's into that, aren't you? Yeah.
I think if I benched right now for one, like maybe 185. Maybe.
That's pretty solid. I think that's more than Lawrence.
Squat 275, and then like deadlift would be like 335, something like that. That's probably my splits. I mean, I haven't PR'd since so long. I mean, the other day, I really only do like reps. Like I go for as like many reps as possible. Like the other day, me and Jan, I don't know if you know him, Jan Nugent. Like we were hitting chest, and we did that one thing where it was like as many sets as you need, but you got to get to 50 reps.
Oh.
Yes, and that was like my top set. So I was like doing that, and we did 50 reps. Yeah. I'm like, my chest is still hurting from that, like 2 days ago. So I don't know.
275 bench.
Ooh.
35 squat and 365 deadlift.
Damn.
But like my deadlift would be a lot more if I haven't like messed up my back so many times. Like when I first started deadlifting, like I would like I would go with my dad, and I was like, man, my back, like it hurts, and he was like, you're just sore. And I went to the chiropractor, and the dude was like, yeah, this is like one of the most inflamed backs I've ever seen. Like,
oh my god.
I was like, oh. So yeah, my hip was out of place. So, but I'm getting better.
Do you use a belt?
Yes, I do now.
You do now. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
I
that's
do now.
interesting. I know a lot of people are like, don't use a belt. It's like, was it a G that's like, don't use a belt? You're not gonna have a belt on while you're wrestling.
That sounds like a G thing to say, but he would definitely be like, use a belt if you're maxing out or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Do you guys plan on like lifting past high school, like into your future?
Oh yeah. Yes, definitely.
Stay healthy.
Like I never want to stop. You know, like I want to like. It's not like something to do. It's like a lifestyle type of thing. You know.
I can appreciate that.
Maybe when I retire, I could get fat. I'll do that. Like once I can retire, I'll probably be fat. Like I'm not gonna lie, you know.
When do you plan on retiring? Like at what age? What's your ideal
What age?
retirement age?
My 60s maybe. Hopefully late 50s. I want to try and get like a decent job, you know, or work my way up to a decent job. So something like that would be pretty cool.
What about you, Vansh?
Vansh like range.
Vansh like range.
We want me to answer the retiring question or
No,
lifting?
actually, you know, I answered both. So
Alright.
the first question was no, do you plan on lifting into your future?
I feel like once hockey's over, I'm not gonna have many constants in my life. So I feel like if I like keep going after like high school, like going to the gym consistently, that's gonna be like something that could stabilize my life and balance it out. So I feel like that's something that I will continue doing. And then for retirement plans, okay, so my dream is retiring early and coaching hockey. So I feel like I want to retire at like 50.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man.
Like I want to have a good solid job where I make money until like maybe for like 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years, and then I want to start like owning businesses and like flipping properties,
That's
like being into real estate and
smart.
stuff,
Smart.
like owning hotels and stuff. So I feel like that's something where I could be retired and do that and still make income. So if I like retire earlier, then I could like do that while I'm still like I don't want to coach like high school sports or anything. I want to like coach like youth hockey.
Oh, okay,
young
okay.
Kids.
So like small clubs.
Yeah, like young kids. That's something that's like my dream. Like that's what I want to do. I want my kids making it to the NHL.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not gonna pressure them if they don't want to, but like if they want to play hockey, I'm like
Pushing them.
I'm gonna push them just
like,
a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Push them into the NHL.
But you're making it pro.
So have you guys like I know looking at like retirement and stuff, I always like look at retirement as like your like people's goal in life, because that's you know that's the end, that's what you're gonna be at when you die.
Yeah.
And that's like what everybody like once they start working, that's all they look at. It's like, oh, I'm gonna retire in like 20 years. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna retire in 5 years. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna retire tomorrow. Some shit, and then they throw a party for you, and it's like, yeah, everybody appreciates you. I don't know, like I always like, man, retirement is like the goal in life is to retire. But I think like now, I think like is it true that like since the lifespan of a human's getting longer, something like that, like especially with like medicine is getting better and stuff like that, I heard that like the retirement age is like getting pushed like farther and farther back, which is scary.
We learned about that in Bez's class. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah. So
probably.
I feel like we learned about that in Bez's class, but you know most of that is a blur. But yeah, I feel like unless I find a job that I really, really, really like,
You
feel like, yeah,
you just want to retire.
that's my goal though. I want to find a job that I really like, so that going into work is not like work. It's just a lifestyle. Like I want to go there. I want to do what I'm doing. I'm looking into finance. So
Finance, all right.
Like if I become like a banker, maybe I'll get to go out and take clients out and stuff.
And I think like especially in your 20s, it's a good time to like experiment. Like even in your teens, it's a good time to like experiment with like ways of making money and like learning how shit works. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Like even right now, I'm starting a new job next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's full time. It's like 6 to 3. And then actually, I was talking about this yesterday, I think, with my last podcast. But yeah, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm gonna be working that full time job, and then I'm gonna be working my part time at the martial arts school. That was like 4 to like 8ish. So, dude, I'm gonna be working like if I work every day, it's gonna be like a 60-hour week. But I'm not entirely sure because I think that part time job's just gonna be like once or twice a week. So.
And you got this podcast going.
Yeah, and I got this podcast.
It's gonna
so
blow
it's
up,
crazy.
you know?
It's gonna blow up pretty soon. I know. I was editing clips like yesterday, I spent like all night. I was up till like 2, and I made like 6 clips for one podcast, bro.
You gonna be up there with impulsive
yeah,
and stuff like that.
Nah, bro. But just editing those clips was like it gets fun, bro. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm just like pumping them out. Like it's coming easy now.
And you like it? You like
yeah,
doing
it's
that
fun.
stuff?
It's
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's something where you want to stay up till 2 doing it because like you enjoy doing it. You know. Type beat.
And one of the things is like I was using like AI captions. I know you were talking about like using like Spark Notes and stuff. I realized that, dude, you can put like if you just like type in like ChatGPT, you just like ask for a summary for a book, you just do that.
ChatGPT got clutched up this year. I'm so happy that they
just be careful what you say. You don't want to get caught like cheating or some shit.
Nah. I think most teachers kind of knew that their students use ChatGPT. I feel like most teachers like they my English teacher literally told us, like, I know half of you guys use ChatGPT. I just want you to know that if you use it in my class, you're not getting a good grade for it. A lot of teachers have the like the
side by side like comparison.
No, they have the thing on their Canvas where if you submit it and there's like you use ChatGPT, like it'll be able to recognize it.
How does that work?
I don't know. It's like you know that one thing where it's like it can show if you plagiarize something. Like the
I think like
or like if you copy somebody else.
They make you like press like I acknowledge that like
this work is my own.
Yeah, this work is my own.
Yeah.
I didn't copy and paste it, and you have to like press that in order like to submit anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know how they do it, but they do.
Literally, like, what was it? I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, man, if ChatGPT was around while I was like reading books and shit, I'd just take a picture. And like now on iPhones, you just scan the text from the picture.
Yeah.
You just scan the text, copy, paste that into ChatGPT, and do that for each and every page. Yeah. And then be like, give me a summary, but dumb it down for like dummies.
You don't even have to do that. You just have to put in the title.
Yeah, you just put in the title, but like that'll be like raw from like the section you're reading.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only thing.
Yeah. I mean, can't you just do like summarize chapter?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I try to use it for to summarize like Coco. No, not Coco. Encanto. I still haven't seen the movie, but I did an entire assignment on Coco. Encanto. I did an entire assignment on Encanto, and I was just like, all of it was Google searches and like, I never even watched the movie. But yeah, no, I was like, holy. Dude, ChatGPT came in clutch that day, but the only problem was it was giving me some wrong answers.
Bro, if you I never used it for whole essays. Let's just get that clear. But if you ask it to write an essay with quotes from the book, it will literally make up fake quotes.
Yeah.
That's the word. I'm like,
that's
okay. I like I sent it to my friend, and he's like, bro, those quotes were never in this book.
Yeah, like
you should not submit this.
Bro took out the book and was looking at the page numbers. He's like, nah, I've never seen that before.
I've never seen these quotes before.
I use it for titles. Like if I need a title for an essay, and I'm like, give me like a pun, like give me like a funny pun for a title that's about this essay, which is blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna be talking about blah 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 blah, and then it'll give me like a really good title that's just like, damn, how didn't I think of that?
I use it for brainstorming.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
I also use it for my last 2 Instagram posts. That's where I got the captions.
That's where you got the captions from.
Yeah, I know both captions went pretty hard, but they were both from ChatGPT. I put zero thought into it.
Yeah, so free.
It's funny though. Yeah, even Micah. I told Micah to do that, and he got a pretty good one for his pole vaulting post. So bro, it's getting crazy out there with ChatGPT and shit. So what do you think you guys are gonna use like AI and ChatGPT like in your future? Or is it gonna be like do you see it like playing a big role in like your
Did you see that one thing where it was like they made two droids or like androids, like Samsung made it or something, and they started talking to each other?
Oh yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like AI, if it gets a little too realistic, like people will start like getting like, fearful of it, and they'll stop it. But at some point, it's like I feel like it's inevitable. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're already using AI, ChatGPT. So the more they make, the more I feel like it will be used in everyday society. So
Elijah, what do you
my
think?
opinion.
Do you think you're gonna like?
I don't trust it.
You don't trust?
I don't trust it. I feel like if we put too much trust into machines, like, what if the machines take over the humans? What if what if that's just our the next evolution? Because like the planet's kind of going to waste. Like, what happens if like machines take over? I'm not saying it's gonna happen. That is a huge hypothetical, but I don't trust it. Like the Snapchat AI.
Yeah, no, I still
That's
like
so
that's
scary.
sketchy. It is sketchy.
I asked the Snapchat AI. I was in a text with my friend. I'm like, hey, where does? I just wanted to like mess around with her. I'm like, where does she live? And it said Bartlett. I'm like, yo, why does my AI?
Okay,
why does
so
my
I have a
AI
question
know
about
this?
that. Do you think is that like? Did she have it like her?
No, she never sent me one.
Oh, okay. No, now that's actually scary. Okay, now that's actually scary.
Yeah, that freaked me out. I'm like, I'm never talking to this.
Yeah,
thing.
nah, to this day, it's like, bro, I'd rather talk to real people than like fake people. But even with like just that conversation, bro, nah, that's kind of like.
It's kind of funny messing around with it sometimes. I remember in the football group chat, Elijah
I'm
asked.
so mean to my AI, bro.
Elijah asked, how did Harambe die in emojis?
I think that was Junior.
That was Junior.
I had something like that. I think I asked like how to wipe my ass or something.
And it was funny. It was that was so like, it's fun messing around with it, but like it's also kind of scary. So also I feel like if AI we use it more and more, it's like if it takes over, not like complete takeover, but the more we use it, the more we like lose ourselves.
Yeah, that's also what I was
like
trying to say.
lose more human interaction. We lose more like just being people.
So yeah, I was listening to Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. They were talking about so Elon's always been talking about AI, and it's like one of his biggest fears. One of the things he's talking about is like the way that we're moving with AI. It's gonna be like really scary in just like a few years. But what he wants to do, I don't know if you heard of like Neuralink.
Is that where like you put the chip in your brain?
Yeah,
and you could talk to people.
Yeah, you put a chip in your brain and you just talk to people. It's like unlimited knowledge from like the internet, or whatever. I think that's also losing humanity. But what he's saying is like, that's also a way for us to like connect to AI. Whereas like if we don't do that, AI is gonna be like outside of us. You know what I mean? So like if we like connect with AI in that way, then AI is not just gonna be like an outside force.
But like if you think about it, like putting a Neuralink in your brain, and like you have access to all the internet. So like
knowledge is power.
School is just done. Like you don't need school.
Like
you don't need to learn anything basically at that point.
Yeah, bro, that's gonna be that. Whenever that comes out, and however that's gonna work, it's gonna be like.
It's gonna
It's gonna make everything we know obsolete, and communication's just gonna be like, I'm just gonna think towards you, and now you know what I'm thinking.
It's also a little dangerous, but
some
thoughts are left private.
I find that terrifying. I don't know if like, because people are already finding ways around the morality code of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And with like Neuralink, I don't know. It's probably gonna have some kind of morality code where it's just gonna be like, I can't tell you how to make a bomb. But I know somebody's gonna find out a way, or somebody's gonna ask for like the ingredients, how to obtain like the different ingredients if they already know.
Yeah. So I feel like that's just dangerous, and I feel like if that actually becomes a thing, school's just gonna go away. School's gonna go away, and a lot of different institutions that like are relevant in today's society are just gonna leave. and it's gonna just change everything.
And I feel like humans, like, it's in your nature, you know, like when, you know, like we're primal, you know, like we were made to, you know, like go out and work for food, go out and, you know, work for money, like, you know, like if we don't have that obstacle in our life for, you know, like life would be meaningless if we knew everything.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, like what would be the point in trying to get from A to B if you're already at Z?
Yeah,
You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's like when you're playing Minecraft on creative mode.
literally, bro. We're gonna be in creative mode.
It's like the discussion about immortality. Like, if you know you're never gonna die, then you're gonna like if like people like, you know, that question, like, would you rather be immortal or like have like only like 10 more years to live? Like, I would never want to be immortal, because like I feel like knowing that one day you're just gonna be gone is what gives you the strength to like get up out of bed.
Yeah,
but like
it also makes you enjoy life, because like if you're immortal, you're just like, that's not gonna kill me. That's not gonna kill me. That's not gonna kill me.
That's not gonna kill me. I have the rest of history to figure it out. I have the rest of history to do it. I'm not gonna do it today.
That would also like present a huge like overpopulation problem.
Yeah.
You're gonna be living forever. All your kids are gonna be living forever. All of their kids are gonna be living forever. There's just never gonna be an end. It's gonna be crazy.
So that's like how I like link it to Neuralink, because like if you know everything, they're not gonna want to learn anything, and you're not gonna be able to learn anything. So like you're just kind of like, it kind of removes like that satisfaction of learning something new.
Yeah.
Just completely removes it.
I feel like it's also like human nature. We have to like learn from like our experiences. We have to learn from our mistakes, our failures. But with Neuralink, it's just like boom, we already have everything.
Yeah.
And that's not like.
It's not a good thing.
That can present some real issues in the future. I feel
like if they could do the Neuralink thing where they just remove the internet part and it's just the communication part, I feel like that would be
that could definitely help, like with communication from, like, you know, like, because I feel like a lot of times, especially maybe we could help it towards learning, because some people don't know like the way they learn or like how to express like their words, you know. So like if you could just know what someone meant without having to say it, because words get twisted, but if you know what someone means, you know, like maybe it could help. But
exactly,
just in that sense,
like if somebody's trying to like explain to you like a complex topic, like an experiment or something, like, you know, if I try this shit out, like, even you know what I'm talking about with like Bez, and he was talking about his one friend.
He has many friends.
No, he's talking about his one friend who's telling him to do something at his house, and he's trying to fix something, and his friend is trying to explain something in like 3D while he's just imagining.
Oh yeah. The one with was it dyslexia? It was dyslexia, right? Where did they see things in 3D?
That's not dyslexia.
That's what he said.
I don't know, but his friend is just like he's like a mechanic engineer. I don't know what it was, but
yeah,
that's basically like he was trying to tell him like how to fix something, but like his friend just like has it complete, like it makes sense in his head,
but he can't explain it.
He can't put it into words how it works. But you know, like if you have like Neuralink or something, you just like,
you know how to
communicate it. You can send an image to their brain.
Yeah.
like I'm not entirely sure how that works. Like, do you have to close your eyes to receive a message? Is it like
twice?
Is it like your eyes are open and then you just see like Iron Man, where it's just like in your vision? And it's like that could be a problem. Imagine like you're driving on the road and you receive a huge block of text and it's just like covering everything you see.
Going back to the dyslexia thing, just to like explain it, because people think it's just the scrambling of words. Yeah. But like, it's more that they don't see a 2D plane like we do. They see a 3D plane. So the words kind of get like jumbled up like this way.
They get like, yeah.
So that's why people think that it's just words, but it's actually like a whole 3D thing. They see in 3D while you see in 2D.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's I just wanted to clarify that before we go on. Yeah.
I can't imagine having that. Like, That's like to some extent, I feel like that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
No.
It's a burden. It's a burden.
Suck.
It's a
It's
burden.
suck.
No, I'm dyslexic. It's
Really?
Oh, you are?
It's not cool.
Oh,
Really?
oh.
I
I'm
can't
explaining
read,
it to
man.
Elijah, bro. I didn't even know that.
I didn't even know that about you. That's kind of crazy. We made it through this whole podcast. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know that either.
It's like.
I'm not using. This is like my.
Well, why do you think I'm like so slow when like I read in like history or like things like that? Just in general.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but.
Or is there a spectrum for dyslexia, or is it just you either are or not?
Yes.
Oh.
I pushed this.
I'm sorry.
Yo.
I don't even know. I was never diagnosed with it, but like, I thought I needed glasses when I was little, but like, it was just the words. Like, I don't know.
Have you ever used those things where like it goes over the word? Like
Yeah, I have, but like, then it just my head hurts, or like it's just hard to concentrate on. So I don't know. I know there's like classes where you can like learn to like read a different way. But I never got into that. So it's not like it's more when I like, because mine's not that bad. It's just more when I'm like reading like chapter books. Like reading this is like, it gets like funky. But like if I just see like a street sign, like a movie poster, you know, like it's not like I'm like, you know.
Yeah, is it because like the letters are bigger, or is it like?
It doesn't make the letters bigger. It just makes everything kind of just jammed together. Or it is because like the letters are bigger.
So you can read it better. Okay.
Kind of.
That's kind of interesting.
There's less words to jumble together.
I never knew that.
I never like. So like with perception and shit, like people say that everybody has like their own perception of like reality. I swear dyslexia people must have it like so different.
I mean, it's not just words, man.
Yeah, no, it's only words then. It's only words, but I'm talking about like when people have like schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, where like they're entirely sure that somebody's talking to them in another room. Or they see a ghost and they're like entirely sure that that's there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put that on the same spectrum of dyslexia. That's kind of mean.
No, it's not even. Yeah.
It's not even comparable.
Because one's a personality disorder and I think one's a learning disorder. I don't know.
I think it was classified as a learning disorder. I think it changed. I'm not entirely sure. I think no. Dyslexia. I think it was a learning disorder. I don't think it still is. I think it's something different.
I don't know. We learned about this in Bet's class. But,
yeah.
It was a call 2 months ago, so That's all
where school's over, you know.
Not thinking about that. Bro, I've known you for so long. I did not know that.
That's the benefit of having a podcast, bro. No, I learned so much about you guys from this episode. Like, it's crazy.
Wait, so do you relate to what he was saying earlier? What about because our teacher, Mr. Bez, told us about how people with dyslexia can see things in 3D. So like when they're explaining something, like they see it like in a different dimension than everybody else. Like, is that something you relate to or not?
To be honest, I don't really know what you mean when you say it like that. Like that's kind of like I don't know. I've just seen things one way my whole life, so I don't know how you see things.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can relate to that because like I feel like, you know, like with like learning and growing up, like everyone like, you know, like the teacher's explaining something and I'm just like, huh? Like that this doesn't make sense, and then I'll have to like, you know, you have to like go into full detail about, you know, different things and like just like or explain it in one way rather than the other, like in math class even. I'll understand a lot of things that kids don't, and then like, but most of the time when kids do understand it, I'm like, huh? You know, so I don't know. If that's what you mean, then I guess I could relate to it like that.
That's kind of crazy. No, I always had like that with like geometry, where like I could understand like how triangles fit into places, like squares. I'm like, oh, this triangle is like the same size as like and you can fit like two of them into this square or something like that, and it's just like random. But like, yeah, no, I remember like growing up like in like 6th grade and shit when we were doing like I don't know if we were doing Pythagorean theorem, but finding like the area, I was like, dude, why don't you just use the triangle you just found? It's the same size. Look, and then I just like move it. It was like
yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember kids just would not think like that, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I'm like, it's just something like I just think like that.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanna end this with like any advice you guys have for life, sports, just advice, whatever you got.
That's a loaded question, man. For me, I mean, you just gotta keep going no matter what. You know, like whatever's gonna hit you is gonna hit you. It's just the way you roll with it. You know, like tomorrow, at the end of the day, tomorrow isn't promised, but like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, but you're gonna have to be the one to figure it out. No matter what it is. I don't know. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I don't know. What about you, Vansh?
I feel like the most important thing that could come out of any like stage in your life is learning how to communicate with people and like social skills. I feel like people that go into like high school think about like, oh, I have to be book smart. I have to learn how to do this math problem. I have to learn how to do this subject. But I feel like more than learning the material, it's just learning how to like push yourself and like communicate to other people and like learning how to like listen. Like even in college, like you're gonna go in college. I feel like that's like some of the most important aspects of education, and like education like establishments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like a lot of like exactly what you were saying. A lot of people are like, man, I gotta get good grades. I gotta read this textbook and understand all that. But like, if you don't understand how to talk to other people, I feel like it's basically useless.
Yeah, exactly. I try getting good grades anyways because like I know the only reason I try getting good grades is because like it's gonna help me in my next stage, like how the world sees good grades. But like in my heart, I know that that's not really what matters. It's really like learning how to work hard and getting those good grades. That's more important than actually getting the good grades, So like I'll still go for it, but that's not like I know in my head that that's like not what I'm getting out of it.
No, I feel you. I know like a lot of people realize that, and then they still don't. They decide that school doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then, but the problem with that thinking is like, if you decide that school doesn't matter,
you're gonna miss out.
You're still in high school. Like it's a little like too early.
Yeah.
Like you still gotta try in high school, get your diploma, and then maybe you're good. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you give up too soon, it's kind of like, bro, you gotta. Make it to the finish line. Like,
yeah, like.
If you can't get through high school, then like life in general is gonna be pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So this episode, I think, I just want to cover a little bit. You guys, I learned a lot about you guys from like sports and all that, but we briefly covered a little bit on ChatGPT AI, in perception with like dyslexia. I know we talked a tiny bit about schizophrenia and like seeing things in like 3D.
Yeah.
And I think your advice was pretty solid. I think a lot of people can learn from that. So I think this is a good place to end it. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you guys on this episode.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Goal Swell Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like. And if you plan on listening to any future episodes, make sure to subscribe and click on that notification button.